That is a huge try.
What a pass again. Oh, that's a bullet ball.
Opens up. Huge hole through the middle.
And Danny Norman charging up the field for a team, trying to get them home in this series.
You are listening to the Touch Heads podcast. Here are your hosts, Danny Norman and Mitch Walkerton.
Hey, Touch Heads. We come to you today, a little bit sad news, obviously, with the Bondi incident and tragedy that happened over the weekend. Before we start this podcast, I'd just like to read something out that we prepared to acknowledge the situation and pay our respects to those that were involved. Our hearts are with the victims, their families, and everyone affected by this senseless act of violence. We also want to extend our deepest gratitude to the first responders, the police, the paramedics, medical staff, the lifeguards, security guards, and everyday members of the public who stepped forward in moments of unimaginable fear. Your courage, professionalism, and willingness to protect others saved so many lives and reflected the best of the community. We stand together in support of everyone impacted. We're going to start the podcast with a bit of a pause. And we will be right back to start our final wrap-up of the 2025 Season 1 Touch Heads podcast.
All right, Danny, it's the season finale of Season 1. What's your pit and peak of the week?
Oh, God, a funny week. We've just come off the back of the New South Wales State Cup. And obviously, as we said before, there's a lot of things bigger than touch football that have gone on lately in Sydney and Australia. And it's been a bit of a somber week for me, I guess. Like, obviously, in the bigger scheme of things, losing a State Cup 2 weekends in a row, mind you, was probably my pit. And I think my peak was that I've had the opportunity to come down after the New South Wales State Cup and spend some time with family and loved ones. And I think this week more than ever, that's made me really appreciative that I've been able to have this time just to sort of sit down, wind back, catch up with those people that I don't get to see very often and, just spend time with them. What about you, Mitch?
So my peak of the week, there's an unknown demographic, Danny, and it's men over 40 who listen to the podcast. There was so many people that I played and they said, we really like the podcast. Dudes in their
awesome.
60s. It was great.
Yeah.
So huge shout out to all those old bastards who, still know how to use technology and who it was really nice to hear, older dudes, who sort of tune in and put a smile on your face.
Well, 86% of our Spotify listeners are men.
Are they?
I was looking at the analytics earlier. Yeah, 86% of listeners are men.
Wonder what that means.
Me too.
Where are the girls? Why aren't they listening?
Oh, it's a bit of a breakdown. We've got, I mean, we can go through it now if you really want to.
Yeah, sure.
Get it up quickly. I was looking at the analytics earlier, just obviously being our first season, and I just wanted to see a little bit of the breakdown and who our listeners are and where we're reaching and whatnot. So give me a second because I've just got to get this up.
While you're searching, my pit of the week is getting a parking ticket.
Oh, no.
Parking in a driveway.
Over a driveway?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, parking over a driveway. So
Yeah.
not really the festive spirit.
No.
Dishing out parking tickets.
But parking purposes at this time of year, I feel like it's like Michael Bublé coming out at Christmas time to do his singing. Like they just come alive. Like
absolutely. They're like
crazy.
Whatever gets them on,
Yeah.
There's people everywhere. There's people going and shopping and parking where they couldn't be and running in and doing things.
Yeah.
They can get their quota for the year in December.
Yep. 100%. It's so bullshit. Actually bullshit.
You bastards. I don't think any parking police would be listening to this podcast. I think they're the wrong demographic.
They are the wrong demographic. We don't have any parking officers listening to this by the looks of it. They're not in a segregated compartment or category. So we've got, I correct myself, 63.5% are male listeners.
Okay.
33.1% are female, 2.5% non-specified, and 0.9% non-binary. So we've got a little bit of top end with the males and then, filtering off. So we got to get some more female listeners for sure. But I will say, and maybe this is why we have so many male listeners, the Bella Slattery podcast is the most listened to of all the podcasts.
Really?
Yes, it is.
Mm.
So maybe that's why.
Yeah, right.
But the second
Okay.
was Chris Lennon. So I don't know. It's a weird one.
We've been fortunate this year. Like, first year, we've had some great guests. And we do need to thank them all, Danny, don't we?
Oh, absolutely. And we will get to that. But I think what we're sort of using today's podcast as is a little bit of a reflection on starting the potty and where we've come from, where we are now, what we see in 2026 and predictions for the future, or what we have in plan and what we have in store. We'll quickly, maybe in a minute, once we take a break and come back, we'll wrap up the Queensland and New South Wales State Cup results and quickly touch on that. And give some sponsor love and some guest and listener shout outs towards the end of the podcast before we wrap up.
Sounds
How's
good.
that sound? Let's do it. Okay, guys, so we're going to review the Queensland State Cup and the New South Wales State Cup that just went by. Bloody two absolute ripper weekends, might I add. Weather was great. We dodged so many bullets at the Queensland State Cup with the storms. I don't know how play went ahead. It was pretty significant heat, and they actually had to reduce the game times and the format of the event because of the heat. But we were super lucky that it went ahead. So we'll start with the Queensland and then we'll move into the New South Wales. So we had our predictions were correct apart from the mixed open, Mitch. So Redlands Open took out the title. UQ Women's took out the title. Lineup got away. We were so bloody close. The Coolum Mixed Open beat Toowoomba Twisters in the mix. So that was a bit of an upset, I believe. BMTA Women's 20s got the dub. We predicted that. Arana, I think that was your prediction. The 20s met, they got up. And then we actually had a 20s mixed division, which was really, really cool to see at the Queensland State Cup. And Caboolture put on an absolute clinic getting up in that one as well.
Okay.
So you probably watched more at home than me, Mitch. What were your thoughts?
Oh, so I watched a fair bit, and on the Sunday I watched nearly all the games.
Yeah.
I have to start with the semi-final that went to a drop. Your semi-final that went to a drop-off. Like, for those that didn't watch, maybe you see 2 tries in a drop-off total.
That,
right?
Yeah.
There was freaking 5 tries in the drop-off. 5. It was unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah. It was unbelievable to be a part of. It was actually like it was, you know what? I always say this, playing in a drop-off is far better than watching one. But this time round, it was like an out-of-body experience. It was like a training session and we were just practicing because it was like a try was scored and then you'd go on, you'd score another one and go, okay, I'm going to have a break. It was like you're just having a drink break at a training session because it just kept going and going and going. God, I have to make a huge shout out to our young girls, our young
Yeah,
Gold
no,
Coast
for sure.
unbelievable. They stood up and absolutely dominated in that drop off. It was crazy. I think a lot of people wrote our team off, didn't think we were going to get there. But that drop off really proved why we deserved to be there in the final. I actually had so many people awkwardly coming up and congratulating me at the New South Wales State Cup for winning the Queensland State Cup. And I sort of had to go, no, wait, we didn't win. And they were like, oh, what? We watched the highlights of it. We watched the drop off. And I was like, oh, no, that was our semi. Everyone thought that was the final. It's crazy.
Well, when they scored, so they scored within about 25 seconds and then you guys scored and then they scored a second try and I'm like, oh, Danny's toast.
Done.
But then you somehow got the ball back to halfway really quickly, tapped off, and then it was in like 10 seconds and then you did this like wide pass left to right and then
on the
but they didn't mark up right or came in too far or something. And then just kept running, dive, no touch.
Yeah.
And then they tap off again. You get a stop, and I'm like, oh, here we go.
That's massive. That's a huge stop.
Unbelievable not to score with 3.
Yeah. I think I'll put it down to game management. I don't want to talk on it too much, but it all came down to game management. We spoke about it at training. We spoke about it right, and you can see it on the footage as the full-time finishes and the drop-off team comes together. We were so specific that if somebody scores, get the ball sprint back to halfway. So we did it after the first try, we did it after the second try, and that's why we stayed in. And if you don't take advantage of that small time frame that you have, we would have lost. So that was a huge...
because you can burn 20 seconds more and then
Huge.
it's all over.
Yeah. And then we spoke very specifically about having our experienced players on in attack to set up our speed out wide, and that's how we scored majority of our tries.
Yep.
And then in defence, when it came down to 3-on-3, I remember my coach, Loz, was just screaming at me, Hinny and I, to get on the field, and I just grabbed Hinny and I go, nah, we're not going on. We've got to put the fast girls on. I was like, there's no way we're going to get gas. And you know what? It shows. Look at the touch that Francesca McDonald and Maya Colley made in that 3-on-3, and if it had been me, I'm getting gassed. So those young girls, we put so much pressure on them, but I had so much faith and trust that they would get the job done. But I remember Loz just kind of looking at me going, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, nah, we need speed. 3-on-3, you need speed. Yeah, look, great event. Queensland Touch put on an awesome event. I would love to see it more extended game time like the New South Wales State Cup, though. I felt it was so hard to find the groove in like 10-minute halves. It was just really, really tough.
Yeah.
But that's my only feedback moving into next year's event, for sure.
The men's opens, the men's opens final was a good game too.
Yeah,
Redlands,
it was always, I think Redlands, enough said. Like, they were just always going to be the team to beat.
Yeah.
And they were just dominant.
Yeah, no, they were really, really good.
For sure.
So it's a good event.
Great event. Let's jump to New South Wales, fresh lines. Now, you're going to correct me if I'm wrong on this, Mitch, but we had Doilo Men's Opens,
Yes.
Newey Women's Opens,
Yes.
Walton Mixed Opens,
Yes.
Maitland Men's 20s,
Yes.
Orange Women's 20s.
Yes.
Every single division, Hornets.
Country. Orange are Suns now. They used to be.
Oh, but they used to be. Oh, the reconfiguration. Yes. Okay. So what?
But no, you're all over it.
4 out of 5.
Hornets.
Crazy.
Yeah, all country.
And before we get into the breakdown of it, that just goes to show, because a lot of these teams don't play Vorden.
Yeah.
They
You're
play
right.
country camps. They train together. It just goes to show you don't need to be playing week to week. And, like, no disrespect to the Vorden Cup or the Brisbane Metro Cup, you don't need to be playing week to week to be winning state cups, which is
you're right.
the hardest tournament. So, a huge shout out to the Hornets region. That is a massive and amazing achievement. Let's break down the divisions. We'll go 20s up to men's.
Yep.
Women's 20s Orange team. Coach it's not Joel because he's with Penrith now.
No, it's Wayne Hill was the coach.
Yep.
Really happy for them. They were very strong a couple of years ago where they won 2 or 3 in a row, and then they've sort of dropped off. And now the next batch of, I hate calling them kids, but they are some youngsters who have come through. And I only saw highlights. I didn't see a full game, but they were great. You look at all the results; they were strong all weekend. And it's great to see the little Thunder Buddies, getting the win up. So, it's good.
For sure. And then the Maitland's 20s, I'm not sure coaching staff or if you can give more.
Yeah, Tom Taylor was the coach of the Maitland boys. And again, their older crew are now playing Prems, so it's the next lot of boys that are coming off the production line. And, a lot of the games were really close, all the finals, semi-final, but they just got it done. Again, a lot of their kids play Hornets, junior regionals, and will probably play in the NTLs coming up. So just a good reward for, strong club and the development that they've put into their junior programs.
Yeah, that's amazing. Walls End Mixed Opens. It was a different looking team, I believe, this year. I don't know if they've played in the mixed division before, but I'm pretty sure Jared Rodimer was playing.
So he stopped playing Doilo Men's and switched over to Walls End Mixed.
Oh, and that's obviously a huge inclusion for them.
Massive.
Huge.
Yeah, massive.
So good.
They won the Hornets champs 3 weeks before State Cup as well.
Yep.
I didn't see a lot of the mixed. I commentated Manly versus the ATF. Drew Price was unbelievable.
Oh, I did see him down there. I forgot. I'm going, what are you doing here? And I thought, obviously, you're in the army, duh.
Yeah, he was unbelievable.
Yeah, he's a great player.
Yeah. So I'm not sure who knocked them out. But yeah, they got the job done over the Sharkies. So good on the Walls End guys. girls.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm stoked to hear that Jared's obviously taking his experience and expertise from all of those years with Doilo and putting it into I'm assuming somewhere closer to home for him, and yeah, just building a new
Yeah.
program and mix. That's great. Newey Women's Open back to back, and look, no hard feelings. They're the team at the moment. I get it. We were there once too. But a big shout out to the girls because it is so fucking hard to go back to back. It's
Yep.
hard to get one state cup, but to go back to back is tough. 1-0 final. It would have been bloody boring to watch for everybody viewing at home in 1-0. But it was a bloody tough contest. And to be fair, with a really young team that we had in Manly, everyone wrote us off and didn't think that we were going to get over East in the semi, and we did. And that was an absolute blinder of a semi again. But yeah, we just fell short by one try. So it
I
is
had a
what it
chat
is.
with your man Pete in the tent
Yeah.
one of the days, not pissing in your pocket. He said, Danny's never been fitter because you were running so hard, like off the
Yep.
back fence, 100 miles an hour.
I think that's my new role. I think, to be fair, I've been putting in the work. I have.
Yep.
And I think after having Koa, I sort of thought to myself, okay, I'm just going to be the best rucker in any team that I'm in now. But that's just kind of built my confidence back up again. And I feel like I'm actually playing some of my best footy and I'm having so much fun doing it, regardless of
Good,
winning.
eh?
So much fun. I'm actually
Good.
genuinely loving playing touch at this age. It's awesome. And there have been a few comments, I won't lie, about not naming names, but some people have said that maybe it's past my time and it's not. I shouldn't continue. Yes. A little bit of juicy sauce, a little bit of spice, but
I hope
that's
you're keeping
motivating.
receipts.
That is so motivating for me, Mitch. Honestly, that is what keeps me going. That sort of shit.
Okay.
Keep it
A
coming,
big
guys.
fuck
Love the
you.
hate.
I'm not over the
Yeah.
hill.
I love the hate. Keep it coming, guys. But yeah, I had so much fun this weekend. Newey girls deserved it. They're a team of superstars. Jess Potts, player of the final, so unbelievably deserving. I think she's growing and growing in confidence, and I'm so, so, so proud of her as one of her New South Wales teammates, but just as a mate. She's really stepping up to that next level of touch footy that I know that she's so very capable of. So a massive shout out to Jess. And yeah, congratulations to the Newey girls.
Yeah. No, well done, girls. Back to back is always hard.
Tough.
Well done to Jay and the crew.
Oh, totally. Men's Open Doilo, though. How many are we talking here now? How many
Yeah,
titles?
look, in terms of men's, I thought Hornsby, over a period of sort of 12, 15 years, I think they won 5.
Yeah.
I think Doyle have now won 4.
Yeah.
In a much shorter period of time. The West blokes, Junior and a few of the other guys, they said $31. You wrote us off, Mitch. You didn't think we were any chance. I'm
No
really
one
happy
gave
for
me
them.
chance.
And they were in the match in the grand final.
I know. It was bloody close.
Yeah. So really, well done to Wests. I think they'll be really happy with that, and I think they can build from that. But that Doilo machine just keeps on rolling on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they brought Rico Ellis into the team, and he was unbelievably good. He's 16 still.
I know.
He was unreal in the grand final.
Yeah.
So, Dill Thompson's there, Riley Jones. They've just,
What
great,
I thought
great
Dill
team.
was injured. That was a.
Yeah, I thought he did his shoulder, but then, I'm not sure,
maybe
how
just
and what.
toughed it out.
Yeah. So.
Good on him. Well, congratulations to the Doilo Men's Open and I guess the whole Hornets region, because that's a huge achievement and something that they're obviously going to build on leading into NTL's 2026. We'll take
indeed.
Won't take a break, actually, because we've forgotten one really important
Absolutely.
win, the State Cup.
Absolutely.
The Manly Men's 40s.
The Manly Men's 40s.
Do you want to touch on
Look
it?
out.
Tell us.
Yeah. So the Manly Men's 40s. It's all the guys that I started playing, under 20s with, or half of them were, in the 1990s. Went back. Willie Bishop, people in the touch, he came up to 40s and he made a huge difference. So like if we're sort of 47, 48, he's a spring chicken at 40.
Yeah.
And I think we won 5 or 6, 7 pool games and then got through the quarters, semi, and then it was a very, very hard game against Wests. because the southerly sort of hit, and there was this blowing a gale, and
Oh, yes. That was
it was
during my
hectic.
stint. It was
Yeah,
gnarly. It
yeah,
came out of nowhere. It was
yeah,
so hot, and then it just went whoosh.
yes,
It was wild, yeah.
yeah. And so one of the teams was running directly into that wind at some stage, and so that impacted a couple of the boys from West's ability to throw a long ball, and the boys got the win. But how's this, Danny? Right, I was the only person who stayed Sunday night.
The only one.
From my whole team. Of the 14 players, they did the presentation, a few photos. All right, guys, see you later. All jumped in their cars and drove home. Anyone having a drink? Anyone?
Oh, no. Do
Oh,
you know
no,
what I said this?
I got
I said
work.
this
I'm too
week.
busy. I can't.
Yep.
I'm like,
The
oh.
State Cup after party has died.
Oh, so I went along to Panthers.
No,
First
as in
time.
no, but I'm just saying, like, as in
Oh, the fields.
the whole everywhere, like the whole
Yeah.
vibe of everyone stays the Sunday night. Doesn't matter if you go to the
Yes.
or not. The
Yes.
nightlife post State Cup has died.
Yeah, even I don't know. Maybe it's the scheduling, but I remember you used to be able to sit down and watch 4 or 5 grand finals after
Yeah.
all the other divisions were done, and you could get on the cans and
Yeah.
have a chat, and most people stuck around. But
Yeah. It's not
the
like that
way
anymore.
some divisions sort of finish, and then the women's is on at the same time, and then the
Yeah.
men's is on, and it's all over.
Yeah. There was too much. Yeah. There was not enough time in between or games overlapping. Like, I felt like I didn't get to watch any of the 20s.
Nah.
Or after the men, like even after our game, we were debriefing and doing things too. So it was like you don't even get to immerse yourself in that finals footy that you want to. That's
Yeah.
why it's there. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame. I think something that
It is a bit of a shame.
to
So
look at.
it's a big shame too for the Manly men's 40s boys who are too busy with all their shitty excuses to stick around. Terrible.
Give it to them.
But-
Tell us what you really think.
Yeah, I will. The other, Danny, I've got to say, I jumped on board with the Balmain Men's Opens B, and we won the plate. Unbelievable. I
Wait.
joined the crew about 6 weeks
Wait,
ago.
sorry, I just
So
got confused because I was like, hang on,
Manly
man.
won the championships,
Yes.
and they were in our pool. They beat us 7-5.
Yeah.
But yeah, 6 weeks ago, I jumped along and went to a few sessions with the Balmain guy. Great club, excellent committee, like really keen starting out, good vibes, good people, and a heap of young guys and a couple of older. I think the oldest player was 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really, really enjoyed. They're so enthusiastic and they're so keen and, hungry, and it was fantastic. So, yeah, really enjoyed my time with the Tigers.
Oh, awesome. And that's all you can ask
Yeah.
for as a coach or any type of mentor position, that you've got some keen, eager people around
Absolutely.
you that just want to learn and are willing to do whatever to go to the well,
That's
I guess.
improve.
to get the club. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
it.
All right, we will take a break now and then we'll come back and we'll start our reflection of our podcast for 2025, season 1. So, podcast season 1, Mitch. Who would have thought we're 10 and a half episodes in? Sorry, because of my bloody internet connection and NBN.
What a disaster. Thanks,
outage.
Gold Coast City Council.
What a shit show. Do you know what? Lucky I'm not at home yet because it's still going on. There are
No
still
way.
staying at my place now. So many internet issues and like electricity outages and things. It's because they're running the trial for the tram. So the tram's
Okay.
actually moving through and it's causing dramas and blah, 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 blah.
Oh,
So lucky this is the last one for a little while. But
yes.
God, how good, Mitch. Like we're here. We've finished of season 1. So where are
Yeah.
you feeling?
I'm glad that I picked up the phone and called you out of the blue from nowhere. I've really enjoyed, our chats and, putting together a podcast, talking about a sport that we both love lots. And yeah, being vulnerable, talking about ourselves and getting some nice feedback. I'm sure there's some people that don't rate it, but that's okay. But there's a lot of
Fine.
people that do, put it on in their car, like listening to it. It's not too, heavy. They don't have to think too much. The whole idea was for us to be ourselves, have a bit of fun, talk touch, and entertain. And, I think we've been able to, achieve some of that, Danny. So,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely. And
really, really keen.
Yeah, I think the overall feel like obviously I'm happy I took the phone call and
Who's
getting
this
to
guy?
who the fuck are you? But just I think the whole feel of trying something new and putting yourself out there, it's obviously so
Yeah,
daunting. So
yeah.
that feels like an achievement to do that. Um, the feedback that we've received, and I don't really, you know what? At first, I was like, what if people are just like, oh my god, what are they doing? Like this is so
Same.
shit. I don't even think about that at all anymore because I don't know if it's just I've hit a point in my life where I'm genuinely just like, I'm just going to do whatever brings me joy and
Mm,
whatever I want to do. And it makes me feel good, whatever. We both love touch football and love this sport so much.
mm.
You look at the NRL, you look at rugby union, you look at all of the TV channels and the social media platforms or the podcasts that are out there around that sport. We've given our sport another platform for our
Yeah,
stories to be heard and for our news to be shared, I guess, and for us to just provide a platform for people that want to learn more, want to know more, want to delve in, want to add more to the touch football community. I think it's pretty special what we've created. And look, we've got so far to go. We've got so
oh,
much to learn,
absolutely.
constantly learning on the go. There's been so many challenges, so many hurdles and chaos. But I think the overall growth of what we've achieved in season 1 and trajectory for season 2 is really, really exciting. And I'm so excited to be a part of it. And yeah, it's definitely something that I look forward to every week. And it's something that I'm really
Mm.
looking to leading into the future.
Yeah, no, well said for sure.
One word to describe this season, if you had to sum it up in one word.
Epic.
Epic. That's a good
Yeah.
one. What would mine be?
What about your word?
I think mine would be I've got so many words running through my head right now.
Mhm.
I think exciting. I think exciting because I don't want to like elaborate on it too much. Exciting for what we've achieved and exciting for what's ahead. And I'm
Yeah,
really just excited to be. Best way to
yeah,
describe.
yeah. No, it's only just the start. I think season 2 will be even better. You know, with a rough framework of who we're going to get on and what we're going to cover, and
Yeah, it's epic.
some of the off the field stuff too. Yeah, it'll be great.
Yeah, and it's the little side things going on. Yeah, I'm really
Mm,
like the pieces of the puzzle are starting to sort of fit and form. It's really cool. So, Mitch, if
yeah.
I was to ask you, based off this season, and what we've sort of spoken about on the podcast and covered, what would your top 3 moments, like general moments, events, in touch football and the community, do you think you would name your top 3?
Um, top 3. Probably watching being a dad. So I get to watch. I watch my son play for Australia, play for State of Origin, New South Wales, and then I watch my daughter make CHS. Um, that's sort of like one answer, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, I have to say Manly 40s because I think it's my 5th State Cup junior or senior that I've won, but I've never won as a player.
Oh,
47 years old.
wow.
Yeah. So that made the celebrating by myself even better.
Oh, that's so sad.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Oh.
So yeah, finally winning as a player was
Yeah.
was great. And then probably the third one would be even though I was on a little sabbatical, knocking the microphone. The Hornets 20s boys, with in 4 years in, there's been some who've been in the whole time, finally winning an NTLs,
Yeah,
even though
epic.
I wasn't in the coaching box with the
You still play a part. You
yeah, I
still
played
play
a bit of a part.
Yeah.
I was just really happy to see them win. So I've had a lot to do with a lot of them.
Yeah.
And they've lost a lot of semi-finals and grand finals, and yeah, so that'd be my top 3, Danny. How about you?
Good. Well, you gotta lose them to win them. I always say that.
Yes.
I've my top 3 into, like, 2 different sort of moments. So I've actually got 6 overall, which is gonna
Okay.
confuse people. But there's 3 moments that I think that have happened in the sport that I
Okay.
think are really, important. So not personal top 3.
Mhm.
I think the NTL format change is going to be epic for next year. I think that's a
Yep,
really significant
I
moment in the
agree.
touch world. Obviously our touch football podcast launch, I think while we're only small and we're starting out, this is our first season, I think this is a space that has so much potential to add so much value to the touch football community and the sport. So I think that's really cool.
Yep.
And then the final one was the New South Wales Origin teams coming back in the state of origin when we had our backs up against the wall, and Queensland basically thought they had it in the bag.
Absolutely. I think they
It
were
was great.
14-3 after day one.
Yeah. So to do that and be a part of that, obviously that's a bit more personal, but if I wasn't participating in that, it was pretty astounding. Like it's
Yeah.
pretty crazy what all the teams achieved at Origin.
Yeah.
My top 3 personal moments for touch this year, I think being named the Ron Hansen medalist alongside Pete for the Australian contingent this year is something that will just be like a career highlight. To do it on my own personal note, but to do it with my husband was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I take that role and that job very seriously and very proud that I was able to still get to that and be considered for that role. So that was
Yep.
one thing for me. Captaining the New South Wales team and being given the opportunity to captain the New South Wales team was unbelievable. And I have to thank Pete Forrester for even thinking of me and putting me in that realm of captains that have come before me and getting the win after a 10-year drought
Yeah.
is unbelievable. And that will go down as easily one of my career highlights.
Yeah. It has to.
And then the final one, and I got a little bit emotional actually. I got interviewed after our Walls End game at State Cup. James Preston, he asked me about it on the mic and questioned about Pete playing for Manly. And I got so emotional because that is for sure one of my highlights of 2025, a personal highlight. Having Pete put on the maroon jersey was really, really special.
Yeah.
That was
Nice. No, that's lovely.
Yeah, very, very special. But anyway, those are our highlights for the season 1 of the Touch Heads podcast and just our personal moments of 2025. So we'll take a quick break and then we're going to come back and give a little bit of a shout out and some love to a few people on the potty. Okay, so welcome back. Next segment, we're going to be giving out some love to our sponsors, to our guests, our special guest that came on and added to season 1 and some listener shout outs. Mitch, do you want to give our sponsors a little bit of love?
Yeah, I do. I want to start with Gripstar Socks. They were the first ones on board. They've been a great sponsor. They've got a great product. Shout out to anyone, club or anyone out there that sells stuff at the canteen to try and fundraise and other bits and pieces. I suggest that they reach out to Dave and Bus at Gripstar, that you can design your own socks and then you can sell them in the canteen to family, friends. Obviously, the players can wear them as well. And it's a really good fundraiser. They're great socks to wear, and it's a really neat way to fundraise, so to speak. So, yeah, really glad that they're on board. And we've started to see our socks pop up in certain places, Danny. So,
Yes.
yeah, and hopefully we'll see them a little bit more moving forward. And then CLA Lighting, Heath and the team, they jumped on board too with the player spotlight with regards to some of the guys and girls, that we had on. I sent him a text. He said, yeah, no problems at all. And again, he's a massive touch head and just wanted to help support, and just help, I guess, us get off the ground, which was, again, really nice. So yeah, huge shout out to both those organisations.
Yeah, and we can't do what we do and provide this platform without those sponsorships and that backing and that belief. So, yeah, from the bottom of our heart, CLA Lighting and Heath and the team and Dave and the team at Gripstar Socks, we are so appreciative. We thank you so much. And we look forward to working with you guys again in season 2 and beyond. Guests, Mitch, we've had some bloody epic guests come on. Who have we got to thank?
So it's the who's who within the touch football community. We had Bella Slattery, we had Chris Lennon, we had Marcus and Frosty from TFA, we had Chris Simon from FIT, we had the Kalis and Jonte Brown, and then we had Rachel Jeffs from Newey. Have I forgotten anybody?
No, I think that's everyone.
Good. So, all those people are so, well known within our game. And, either you or I sent them a message, hey, you're keen to come on or can you come on? It wasn't, oh, maybe or sure, when are we doing it?
Yeah, no problems. They were so approachable and so
Yeah,
easy to work with. So thank you guys so much for coming on and giving us your insights and stories and sharing that with the touch football community, because seriously, it's those voices that want to be heard, and we
yeah,
want to know what makes Chris Lennon's mind tick, what makes Bella Slattery's mind tick, and obviously getting that, having the opportunity to talk with the new CEO and board
yeah,
and and like, that's just amazing, and we're so appreciative to have those insights, and the same with Fit and Chris, and getting
yeah,
to see what's in store for the future of touch football around the world. It's very, very special, and we're very, very appreciative
yeah, absolutely.
for
Can
sure.
we do a little teaser, Danny? Any idea of guests for season 2?
Oh, we could do a teaser. I think look, I'm still in the process of contacting a few people because we just want to get our mapping right and the timing right. But I'll say a few little things. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe an NRLW superstar was to join us, or
Ooh,
a Rugby 7 superstar was to join us. Wouldn't be surprised.
okay.
I also wouldn't be surprised if we had some absolute Hall of Fame touch football personalities join us as well on the podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and get some very good insights from them. But look, I don't want to give too much away. I don't want to give
No,
too
for
much,
sure.
but it's exciting for what's
Yeah,
ahead.
very,
Yeah, for sure.
very, very
Uh,
exciting.
and I think the most important part of people that we need to thank is our community of touch heads and the
For sure.
listeners. Without them, this doesn't happen. So, to all the listeners that tune in week to week, or if you're just joining us and this might be the first episode you're listening to, welcome. We thank you guys so much for engaging with us and sharing things on social media and commenting, or sharing the episodes that we make and put out to the world. Like, we are so appreciative of our listeners. I
Indeed.
still think my mum is the number one commenter and listener on the podcast. So we need to change that for season 2. Shout out to Debbie. But yeah, I think, look, we aren't a podcast. We're not successful without the people that buy into it and
No,
listen. So
without
we,
it. Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
No, really appreciate all the comments and, the people that do subscribe to YouTube or Spotify. So it just automatically drops into their feed. They can listen to it on the way to work or the way to
yeah.
touch or, whatever they're doing. So yeah, it means a lot to us. So thank you very much.
Okay, so let's look forward into 2026. We're going to give a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of maybe we talk about some of our plans or ideas and
Yeah.
what we're thinking about planning in the off season for us. The tipping comp. I really
Yes.
do it, Mitch, and I think this was an idea of Mitch's, everyone, and it's something that we're still working out the intricacies of it,
Mm.
finer details, but a touch footy tipping comp, it's genius.
Well, it's trying to bring the whole community together. And we don't know where all of our listeners listen from. I'm going to assume a lot are from New South Wales and Queensland.
Well, I can tell you because I've got
Oh,
it with me. So Australia is 88.2%. The
okay.
United Kingdom is 4.8%, so obviously very Australia heavy. 2% New Zealand, 1% Singapore, United States, and France, and then the rest
Okay.
are all 1%. But there are more than 10 countries in front of me that I'm looking at.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So the thinking is it's the Touchhead's top touch tipster. And we'll get a few sponsors on board. And you have to tip all the major events. So like Western Australia State Cup, NT State titles, New South Wales State Cup, Queensland State Cup, and obviously NTLs, the 5 power divisions. And if you're, and we'll make some prize money for individuals, plus, ideally we'll hit up some sponsors that, the club that you're associated with will give, some equipment or vouchers or something. So it's got that individual benefit, but then it's also got a benefit for the club that you're
it gives back
associated
to the
with.
grassroots of the game.
Yeah, no, that's the thinking. And, if I'm in the hunt for $1,000 and I don't know, the Northern Territory state titles are on, I've got no idea which teams are going to be competing. So I
No,
might have to
but
go and find out.
watching. It gets
Yeah.
people engaging in it, and that's what
Yes.
ultimately we're trying to do.
That's exactly right. I'm like, who are the teams? Like, who won last year? You have to go and research or find out. So it'll make people connect. Is the thinking behind it? Obviously, free to enter, and there'll be, I think there's 13 events, like 13 tournaments nationally, and I think there's 29 events because we'll do men's and women's at most of the tournaments, but then at NTLs and we'll do the power divisions. So that's the.
Yeah.
That's the thinking. So we'll put something out on social media, get people to register. It's all about trying to, connect all the touch heads together. Especially in, some of the other states. It'll start out, Australian, but it might, who knows where it goes to.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's like you said, it connects the touch heads, but grows the game, and it grows connection with the game across the country and outside. And you know what? I'm the most proud New South Wales person ever, but we need to explore the game outside of New South Wales and Queensland because
Absolutely
it's
we
just
do.
so saturated and everyone puts so much attention into the New South Wales and Queensland state cups. We want to know what's going on in Tassie. We want to know what's going on in Vic. We want to know what's going on in the Northern Territory, WA, all of them. So
Yep.
yeah, this will really connect and grow the game around the country, which I'm really excited to be a part of. So yeah, that's just one little thing we have in store, which is exciting. Another really exciting thing is that our socks will soon be available to purchase online.
Yes.
And I've had so many people asking questions about where can I get them? How can I buy them? They're going to be available online for you guys to purchase, which is really cool.
Yeah. We'll set up a Shopify account. We'll put the link up. It'll be very,
so keep
very.
an eye out on our socials in the coming weeks, guys, because they will be available for purchase soon. Obviously, we did a little bit of a teaser. We're going to have some pretty special guests coming on next season. But I think the biggest thing that I want to note, and something that I obviously do at work and whenever I'm doing a review for a program at work or outside, whatever, we want our listeners to send in emails, if they're DMs, however the hell you want to contact us. We want you guys to contribute to the podcast and tell us what you want to hear more of or less of. Are you sick of hearing us talk about our pit and peaks? Do you love hearing about our shitty weeks or our great weeks? We want to know those sort of things because ultimately we can only get better by giving you guys a platform to be heard and feel seen and contribute to the podcast. So please send us a message. Give us your ideas. Give us your tips. If you want to come on the podcast, reach out. We want more guests. We don't, doesn't need to be these superstars. We don't need to have all the Hall of Famers and VIPs on. I want to hear from some people around the country at the grassroots level and what they're doing to evolve and change the game as well. So if you think that you want your voice to be heard, you want a platform, this is your podcast. So please reach out, and we're really open to starting the conversation up and getting it out there for the rest of our Touch Heads community for sure.
Absolutely.
Cool. Well, Mitch, off season starts now.
It does.
Time
It
to
does.
recover, time to rehab, time to take a break.
Yeah, it is. I want to thank you, Danny, for all the work that you've done. It's been great working with you the last couple of months. And I hope you have a nice Christmas with the family and, relax.
Thanks, Mitch. And you too. And thanks so much for getting this idea off the ground and fronting a lot of it to get it started. I'm really appreciative that I've been able to jump on board with you and really, really excited for what we have in store and what we
been great.
For the future. So Merry Christmas to you and your family, and Touch Heads, Merry Christmas to all of you guys as well, and a Happy New Year. And we'll see you guys in 2026.
See you guys.